And hello, YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of the Zone TV Movie Entertainment with me, your host Jonathan, once again bringing my thoughts and review for today's episode of X-Men 97. That's right, episode 7, by the way. And if you have not seen this episode, spoilers, because there's a lot of like OMG moments in here, and there's a lot of like, who is that again? Kind of moments in here. So buckle up, let's talk about it. Okay, so we all know that in episode 5 we lost Gambit. Gambit's dead. He's no longer with the team. Genosha got attacked. And now we found out who was behind it. It was Bolivar Trask with Sinister. As so we thought. Because once we get into this episode, we kind of find out who's really pulling the strings. I guess even pulling Sinister strings to do this stuff. And we'll get to that in a minute. So we all know the way this episode opens is beautiful. Not beautiful in a way like, oh wow, this is a great moment. I'm talking about like a beautiful, like, man, this stings kind of a beautiful moment. And it opens up with Gambit's funeral. We see the team, they're all there mourning him. Nightcrawler's giving the eulogy, and everybody's there, obviously, except for Rogue. Rogue is grieving in her own way, and what's best for her to grieve? Pretty much go smashing people's faces and pretty much get her answers and get her revenge. That's exactly what Rogue is doing. She goes off. She goes find Thunderbolt Ross is one of his bases. He's, smiling, cracking jokes. Oh, yeah, she's not going to get in here. We booked this place to hold the Hulk. There's a moment here she just smashes through the roof like it's nothing. I'm like, yep, forgot. Captain Marvel powers. So anyway, that was a good moment. So she's looking for Bolivar Trask and of course the other guy as well. So she's still, on the rampage looking for him. While the X-Men, they go to Genosha to try to find some survivors. Maybe give a little bit, even if it's only for a second, a glimmer of hope for the mutants to find at least one survivor, or at least somebody who may have survived that, that horrible day. So they go, they try to dig up the rubble. They end up finding Emma Frost, who, I guess her diamond skin protected her, so she survived. So it gave the mutants a little bit of glimmer of hope that, yes, we found one survivor, goodness can still come out of this kind of a thing, kind of a situation. So they're doing their thing. Rogue is still on the rampage. She ends up in some, snowy mountain spot where it's like another military base. She's going to try to get information. She runs into an old friend and ends up being Captain America. That's right, Captain America was in this episode for like a couple of minutes, which is cool. Which also reminds me that if I keep forgetting the fact that every Marvel character that Stan Lee ever created was in this universe. Yes, including Spider-Man. There was a crossover, we all know it. But for some reason, they couldn't really connect. There was one episode where Wolverine talked about how he knew Captain America back in the World War II days, and did the same thing in X-Men Evolution. So, yeah, there's that. So it was kind of cool seeing Captain America. He's talking about, hey, listen, us regular superheroes, we're pissed off too for what he did. If we're with you guys, we're gonna help out. We gotta do it by the book. Captain America being all Boy Scout and everything. So obviously, kind of like what Superman would do in the same situation if it happened in the DC world. But yeah. So Rogue ain't having it. She's like, you know what, man, I'm out of here. She takes his shield. She literally takes his shield and tosses it in the mountains for him to go all the way climbing the mountain to go find his shield. That was funny. Great moment right there. So she leaves. She ends up doing her thing as well. She ends up going to New Mexico to find Geiger. Yeah, that's his name. Walton Geiger? I think that was his name. Anyway, she goes to go find him to find out, like, what the heck happened. Why did he do this? Why did he help Trask? She touches his mind. She starts seeing these weird flashbacks of somebody and Sinister. So she has no idea what's going on. And then, of course, Bolivar Trask ends up calling the X-Men. It's like, listen, I want to confess my crimes, you guys, and tell you exactly why this actually happened and what's coming up next. So the X-Men, they go find Trask. They find some secret laboratory in the UN, like a secret lab, and they find other, machine parts of the Sentinels and this and that. And then they find out that there's something worse coming for them, than worse than Master Mode and the Supreme Master Mode stuff. And it looks like, from what I've seen in this episode, it looks like we're gonna get the ultimate Sentinels, the ones that Cable has to deal with in the future, the ones that has like the diamond shaped bodies. I feel like that's coming into this timeline. Could be wrong, but it looks like Bolivar Trask became like this super sentinel, like a humanoid sentinel. So I thought that was interesting. Cyclops and the others try to stop him, and then, didn't really work. Cable shows up. Cyclops figure out, hey, that's my son, and now they got a big problem. They got to stop whatever's coming from pretty much ruining their timeline, ruining his future. It's a big chaotic moment here, but it was just interesting to see that. And then, of course, it cuts to near the end of the episode where we see the return of Magneto, who's tied up somewhere. It looks like he's in a barber's chair, but we're not really sure where he's at. And a mysterious figure shows up, starts talking to him about like certain things about to happen. He first talked to Mr. Sinister. We had no idea who this guy was. He has a slick black, long, short hair. He's wearing black and purple. We have no. At first, I thought it was Magneto, but it wasn't Magneto. It was somebody else. Maybe it's Apocalypse. Maybe it's somebody else. At first, I thought it was Mr. Sinister because the guy literally killed Geiger, so he's dead. This mysterious figure, whoever he is, he's got some kind of plan, and he wants to take out the X-Men permanently. And it looks like he even makes Mr. Sinister kind of like question, like, yeah, what have I been doing? It's kind of crazy. But what this guy wants to do is kind of psycho in a whole nother level. So whoever this guy is making Sinister kind of like maybe shake a little bit. So whoever this guy is, no idea. Maybe it's a new character they just created for the show. Maybe it's an old X-Men character we don't remember from the old X-Men comics, maybe. Who knows? No idea who it is. I try to figure out who it is. If you guys know who it is, let me know, please. Because it's kind of killing me. I've been going through the guy's, just hearing the guy's voice, and it's like, who is this guy? No idea, but whoever it is, he means business. He's got Magneto literally locked up, and he's got the Power and Dampton collar on his neck, and yeah, crazy episode. But I am definitely looking forward to seeing what's gonna happen next. The fact that it matters, in the opening of the episode of Gambit's funeral, we got to see everybody mourn him, except for Storm. Of course, she doesn't even know that he's gone, so that's gonna be a big shock to her when she comes back, especially now that she's got her powers back. So yeah, I cannot wait to see what's gonna happen next. So leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode, because for me, I bet the best episode yet since maybe the episode when Gambit dies. But yeah, I'm just excited to see what happens next. So leave me a comment below. Let me know. Stay tuned for more. Thank you very much, and have a good day.